Whoa, oh my god, hello, does it work? I think it works. Great, hello everybody and welcome to TSSZ Plus. This is another episode of TSSZ Plays Sonic Advance 2. I am Lou, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We have more Sonic Advance 2 gameplay coming up right in front of your very eyeballs. The first of two streams tonight. The second of which is something we've never done before here on stream, and I'm very excited to kick it off. But first, let's say hi to the people. Am I here? I don't know. I've been having a lot of XSplit problems tonight, which I'm going to get into in just a little bit. Hello, everybody, and excited to be here for the first of two streams here on TSSZ Plus tonight. Again, of course, so obviously we have some Sonic Advance 2 gameplay. You can see it over there. But coming up at about 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, so a little over an hour from now, is the premiere of a brand new show here on TSSZ Plus called TSSZ Talks, which is, if you read our article this morning, basically our version of a talk show, minus the monologue and the musical guest and the in-house band and the skits and most things that make it a talk show. Whoops. It's going to be really fun. So basically what TSSZ Talks is, it's our way to just sort of informally discuss topics about Sonic games, SEGA IP, the company itself, amongst the TSSZ staffers here, and some friends. So if you didn't see our tweet today, myself and Noah are going to be talking about music tonight. We're going to be talking about our favorite Sonic game soundtracks, why they're our favorites, and what we believe makes a Sonic soundtrack good. Those key elements that make a Sonic soundtrack beloved, making it resonate with people, and we're looking for participation from all of you out there to talk about your favorite soundtracks in the series, what you think makes a Sonic soundtrack good, all that good stuff. So be sure to tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight and bring that content forward. Make sure you think about those questions I just laid out to you, and we will have a good time with that, I promise. Wavelength 2.0, not quite, but I would like to do that again. That would be a good time. So, we have here a Sonic Advance 2, a familiar sight for many of you. Here on the stream, let's get going. This looks like Sky Canyon Act 1. It's that OP flutter, sort of. And away we go. Oops. That didn't go so well. Rare Foil making a sarcastic comment, I think. I'm sure you and Noah will totally agree on what makes a good Sonic soundtrack. 100% in sync, no arguments. That's hysterical. If you watch any streams where Noah comes on, we usually butt heads about pretty much everything, and it's actually kind of fun that way, because we have incredibly different opinions on what we believe a good Sonic game is, what our favorite Sonic games are. We divert on those a lot. He tends to skew a little more toward like the adventure-y, hero-style gameplay, and I'm more of like a boost kind of guy. I will defend colors to the death, whereas he believes it's, I think, one of the worst 3D Sonics, if not the worst 3D Sonics. So, fun stuff like that coming up, and it's always a fun time when you put us in the same room. So. A little advertisement of things to come, but we got a little bit of Sonic Advance 2 to play here before we get that far. So good old Sky Canyon, really doing our best not to fall victim to the endless bottomless pits here. Red Guy 834, it's been 1 year since I cleared Sonic 06. Despite Sonic 06 having a good soundtrack, I really don't think it's going to come up all that much later on tonight. And we all know my thoughts on Sonic 06. That game can go bite somewhere inappropriate if you catch my drift. And where am I here? Oh, it's going to be fun. So where does this zone take place? The Sky Canyon? It's a good question. So I'm just gonna do that and hope that I end up somewhere. What were those bottomless pits that I was talking about? I'm kind of caught here now, aren't I? This is not what I intended. I'm missing something. It ain't Angel Island. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is. It's just a sky canyon. There's no context for any of this. Where am I going? Do you think Shadow the Hedgehog is better than 06? So they're both dog shit, in my opinion. But Shadow the Hedgehog is slightly less dog shit than Sonic 06 is. I really, like, fairly or not, I really do hold Sonic 06 up as, like, a masterpiece of terrible, and is genuinely, I think, one of the worst, if not the worst, games that I've ever played in my life. It is so impossibly bad, and has been forever. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna try to cheese this a little bit. Ah! See what I did there with the... Oh! Okay. I made a pun! I made a funny! I just want to go somewhere. I can't get up there. I feel silly. There's something really obvious I'm missing. And I have no idea what the hell I'm doing! A common occurrence, unfortunately, here on TSSZ Plus. Yeah, no. Did I get it? Did I figure it out? I think I did. Oh! There's also Rise of Lyric. God damn it, where am I now? Yeah, Rise of Lyric is also bad, but I kind of tend to put Rise of Lyric more in the just really mediocre category. I mean, it is outright broken in a lot of ways, which I guess makes it just as bad as Sonic 06 in theory, but I don't know, moment to moment, Rise of Lyric tends to feel a little more functional for me. And I don't mean to make excuses for it, because it is a pretty subpar game, and that shouldn't be discounted at all. I don't know, I would put Rise of Lyric above Sonic 06, I think. At least its cutscenes are competent, as far as I remember. Look at the chat. I'm looking at the chat. What am I looking at? Alright, we finally got out of there. So since we're kind of running on a little bit of a time crunch here tonight, I'm looking to wrap up this stream around like 10 to 9 Eastern time, so in like an hour or so. And that'll give me enough time to sort of get Noah in here, change all the stuff over on the stream to denote that we're on a second stream, and have everyone join in. We will be offline for probably around 10 minutes or so. When we transition streams from plays to talks. But we'll get there. Rare Foil. I'm not going to argue with 06's quality. I argue against that there's literally nothing salvageable from it. That's interesting you bring that up, because I don't know why I was thinking about it recently, but there's a couple projects and variations of the game that I've seen recently that sort of prove that there was some grain of potential in that idea somewhere. I don't know if you're familiar, but the Xbox 360 version of the game had its own demo made for the Xbox Live Arcade, or the Marketplace, or whatever it's called. That version had specific fixes and optimizations for the Xbox version of the game, because the PS3 version was the primary development platform, and the Xbox was a port. That demo version had fixes and optimizations that were not carried into the main game, so the demo was actually in slightly better shape overall than the final game is, which, A, I think is hilarious, and B, does show that there was some degree of improvement that could have been made had they had, even just a couple more months or weeks to work on it. Additionally, there is a project out there in the ether somewhere. I think some fans are working on it. It might be recreating Sonic 06 in Unity. I don't know what the actual project is called. Damn. Just 500 points. So close there, you can see it. I don't remember what the project is called, but there are fans who are working on basically rebuilding and fixing 06, and I saw a recent build of what they were working on, and it looks so much better than Regular 06 does. So that does exist, and fans out there are working on it. But I'm not sure what state it's in. Maybe I can look it up over the break. I'm not sure. Oh, that hand. That hand is dangerous, man. But it doesn't matter, because we cheesed that entire thing. That was 32 seconds. Pretty efficient, if I do say so myself. 50,000 of a time bonus. What would have been interesting is if they sort of adjusted that time bonus based on how quickly you can defeat bosses as Cream, because, I mean, 30 seconds is nothing for most bosses when you play as Cream. Over to Technobase. Night Train. I hope SEGA cuts a check if it turns out well. That would be cool. I wouldn't expect it, of course, but it'd be cool if it was a situation similar to, you know, what happened with Christian Whitehead and the rest, where, you know, fan projects slowly turned into, you know, official development projects over time. Did I clip through that? That's interesting. Of course, the Christian Whitehead story, now a classic piece of Sonic lore. The fan making, you know, an accurate emulation engine to reproduce the classic games on, goes on to make remastered, recreated versions of Sonic CD, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and eventually an entirely new classic Sonic game, which turns out to be one of the best games that the franchise has ever pumped out. It's possible. If it happens with 2D Sonic, I'm sure it could happen with 3D Sonic as well. I saw a long comment come in there. Let me take a peek at that in a minute. Ugh. Those transport blocks are mildly terrifying. Oh no! When the jump button works but doesn't work. It's always fun. Oh man. I will say it is really nice to have the controller here. Oh Jesus. Doing those tricks with the, in this case, the right button on the Xbox One controller is delicious. Won't lie to you there. It's very tactile, very satisfying. Reminds me a lot of the GBA. Those had great shoulder buttons, as I recall. So I'm curious, chat, do I just go through those rings? That's the second time I've looked through them as Cream. So your thoughts on Technobase, chat? This is, you know, it's sort of a common theme in Sonic games, that sort of abstract techno land, and Technobase is, in a lot of ways, you know, an interesting interpretation of that, where it literally feels like you're inside of some kind of computer, but also I feel like it's kind of generic at the same time. Like, there just isn't a whole lot of personality to it, which I concede may be the point, but I did not read it yet, Red Guy. I will finish the act and let you know. Someone else getting to do a 3D Sonic without getting big red buttoned would be nice. Okay, so I can go through this. On July 24th, 2018, my life was forever changed. I cleared Sonic 06 and acquired all 23 achievements. That is crazy. I do not have the wherewithal to do that nowadays, I can tell you that much.
2, 1, go!
Way we go into Act 2 here. So you gotta wonder, Night Train brings up a good point, what would Sonic Team really want to work on if they didn't have to keep pumping Sonic games out every, like, 3 years? I remember from interviews, now this was a long time ago, I think, Iizuka-san has expressed a desire to make a third Nights game, especially after, you know, Journey of Dreams came out and wasn't universally beloved, we'll say that much. That's one I'd like to play here on stream. If you recall, we played Nights into Dreams not too long ago, and I adore that game now. So, you know, you kind of gotta wonder, what would they work on if given the opportunity to, well, that's just rude. If given the opportunity to work on whatever pet project they wanted, what would that look like? All the way back to the beginning.
Go!
Alright, we're already doing well in the special stage ring here. What I promised I would do 2 weeks ago, and I have not done, apologies, is look up a route to definitely guaranteed get those 7 special stage rings and actually go to a special stage, because I think the special stage in Advance 2 is a lot more reasonable and a lot cooler than the one in Advance 1, and I'd like to show that, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to pull off unless you really know what you're doing, so I have to look into that a little bit more. Make their long-awaited follow-up to Feel the Magic. That would be something. Just missed it. Not taking any chances there. That's where I died last time! I did the exact same thing! I knew this would happen, Chad, and you did not warn me! You are complicit! I'm just kidding, you're not complicit. It's entirely your fault. No, I'm kidding again. I got you twice! You thought you were free and clear, but no! I bamboozled you a second time! Alright. I remember sort of trying to carve out, so long ago, the paths to get those 7 special stage rings as cleanly as I could, because it was just such a pain in the ass to do. You memorize those routes, you pick the easiest ones, and keep hammering away at special stage 7 inevitably until you clear it. The classic struggle! No, I see it! No, it's gone! Okay. Honestly, I should just do it in Leaf Forest or something. I missed it again! And that is cream for you, folks. Use every trick you can. Waste not one. That applies to, like, food you didn't eat? I don't know. There's a checkpoint. About time. I'm not gonna make it up here, am I? Because that's the end. And is it death time? Sure. No, it's not. That's refreshing. The Dimps Death Pit is no more for now. I knew that was happening too. You would think. Rare Foil makes a good point. Maybe I should just have a map in front of me while I'm doing this. Like, that's just cruel. What are you doing here? Alright, let's try that again. Having a little trouble with this one. Not sure why. I have cream too, so you would think that I would, you know, be saving myself from any peril that's afoot, but not quite. You can cancel out of that, which is nice. I know better. There we go. Well, we're somewhere along that path, but as you can see, if you die, you do lose all of those special rings. You gotta do it all in one shot, and we're out of here anyway. SEGA did do an HD remaster of Sonic Adventure 2, and it's kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I have played that version, and it's really not great as far as I remember. Let's just wrap this up real quick. 16 seconds! Like, you really gotta think about how ridiculously easy this is. When they say cream is easy mode, it is no joke. 80,000 time bonus points. That's crazy. Over to Egg Utopia, and here we go, baby. Now the fun starts. Oh. So good. Love that bass. No, I saw the thing. Alright, just die. I appreciate that you can kill yourself so quickly here. And go back and get that ring, like, immediately.
2, 1, go!
Nice. And there we go. Now, of course, I have no idea what the rest of this act looks like, so maybe I'll never see another ring. But you got the first one, and, you know, maybe this is a little bit of pride for you. Maybe. Whee! It just launches them, throws them head first into whatever the hell. That's dangerous. Those launchers just out into space are terrifying. You just kind of have to hope that there's going to be a rail under you. Yeah. Love the after image effect when you get into what is actually in this game called boost mode. Oh boy. I'll take that hit. It's just a mouse on wheels. How bad could that actually hurt? That's my question. I love that sort of wave that Cream gives you when she's on the rail grinding. It's nice. There's another one, so we've got 2. We're not completing it this run for sure. Oh, we missed it, but we are okay. Nice. Trick system is great, and I believe actually most powerful in Sonic Advance 2 relative to the other ones, because they do sort of dummy it down a bit in SA3. You don't get quite the height that you do, at least with characters like Sonic. Good old invincibility theme, really. I don't know why, but I see it as relatively iconic to this game. You know, it's a memorable invincibility theme. Now we're at 3, so that's something, I guess. I think someone put up a oh, it's like a backdraft. Someone mentioned a remake, like an HD remake of Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. I have a lot of thoughts on that. 4? Is this the closest we've come? Maybe. I'm missing a lot of chat here, so I'm trying to make this happen for us. Oh my god, so many mice. How could this be? Just kind of looking around. And we're good. Can't be too careful. We're out of here. Let's see. Rare foil. An Adventure 1 and/or 2 remake scares the absolute crap out of me. Why are people optimistic when they bring it up? Yeah, so that's the tricky thing. I feel like, and maybe this has to play into some of the hesitation over at SEGA. It has to. There is, because the love for Adventure and Adventure 2 is so rabid in a lot of the fan base, I feel like there is no way in hell that they could ever produce a product like a Sonic Adventure remaster remake that would please fans, even like the majority of Adventure fans. I just feel like there's so much sort of built up nostalgia in those games, and they're held on such a pedestal in the fandom that there's just nothing Sonic Team or any third-party developer could ever do to get those games in like a state that would make it acceptable for a lot of fans. And that's maybe unfortunate, but you know, we see every day in the Sonic community how people will take Sonic Team and SEGA to task over the tiniest things in the games. So I don't blame them for being cautious about the one that everyone remembers and loves. Lou's worst nightmare is Sonic Heroes? Yeah, pretty much.
3, 2, 1,
Actually, I think I would rather play Heroes than Shadow. So to put that in perspective, and I would rather play Shadow than 06, I think. I got good at 06 kind of just through attrition when I would play it over like friends' houses and things. So I know my way around it, but I know it's just like absolutely just genuinely, objectively terrible, and I just want nothing to do with it. And it's interesting because, as I'm sure we'll talk about tonight with Noah, I'm not super beholden to the adventure games either. Like, I didn't grow up with them, I don't have particularly fond memories of them, I don't love them per se. So I wouldn't really, I mean, I guess my expectations for such a remaster would be lower. Did he respawn back to where he was? Not cool. Should be going for these rings, and I'm not. Ugh. I love this music so much. I got one ring from that. That's awesome. Woo! Oh no! Zoom. Look at, oh my god, look at her go. Rarefoil fears that the adventure games will get turned into boost games. I mean, the level designs really don't fit that style of gameplay, you know what I mean? There's so much exploring and sort of open 3D space navigation, you know, it was tried really briefly in Unleashed with the one Shamar DLC, and it was not great. So I would really hope that they don't take that direction, because I don't think that would be a good fit at all. Nor would it be accurate to what a lot of people remember Adventure to be, and I'm sure that would set everybody off. So why bother, you know what I mean? Ugh, so many things to run into, you know? Boop. Gotta go fast, Cream. Oh, but it works! Look at that. I love it. Oh, wow. No rings. Dangerous moves here. And we're done, so no problem there. So here's a question. Let me... It's not that easy now, is it? No, I actually have to fight this one. Okay. If you're not on the same plane as the boss, it doesn't count. So let's go over here. Now it counts. Yeah, never mind. This is easy as sin. Of course. I mean, what a waste. It's a cool boss, too. Just snap your fingers and you're done with all of them. Yeah, so that's the thing, is sort of, when you do multiple playthroughs of like the same levels over and over again, the topics sort of dry up to talk about the actual game itself. So of course we talk about Advance 2, but it's cool to drift off on words. It's cool to drift off on other topics too. You want some wine with that cheese, Eggman? Wow! Oh boy! That's a fun one. The bass in Advance 2 is really something. SEGA ages Sonic Advance. If they could ever figure the licensing out, I would love to see something like that. But, as you know, and as I'm sure you know, and as we've talked about multiple times here on the stream, as we've started playing the Advance trilogy, publishing rights are really murky for Sonic Advance. SEGA published in Japan, but international releases were all different. THQ published in North America, and Infogrames published in Europe. That's why the games were released on the Wii Virtual Console or on the Wii U Virtual Console in Japan in like the early 2010s, and not anywhere else. The Advance games did actually get a Virtual Console re-release, but only in Japan, because that's where SEGA has the publishing licenses, and it's unfortunate that they've never seen the light of day since. THQ Nordic now, technically, but they were just THQ back in the 2000s when these games came out. Cheese just sort of like casually watching on in the background, doesn't really care. Just sort of like, oh, you need me? Okay. It says Atari in the EU. Again, it was Infogrames at the time, but, you know, same thing, I guess. Night Train. I can't believe SEGA just signed the entire thing over to another company. So that was sort of at a time when SEGA was in flux, right? You know, they were becoming that third-party development house with the demise of the Dreamcast, and that is unfortunate, but, you know, such is the way that it goes. I'd love to understand what those deals are. The deals that got put in place to make that licensing split happen. Alas, we may never know. God, it's almost insulting. It's so easy. You don't have to try. You don't have to do anything. It's really sad. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna stand in the back during this boss fight and see what happens. Just mash that B button, and I'm assuming he'll just die. Let's try it. Goes for the arms first. The hands? Whatever. I think they. So it takes you a little bit longer. But, you know, relative to the actual normal boss fight, not too bad. I didn't have to look at the screen for this! Good game, guys. Quality stuff. Eggman has already conquered the island. Well, you know what? Sometimes Eggman's gonna win. You can't beat him 100% of the time. I don't know what to tell you. Again, Cheese just sort of looking on like, you okay there? You need me to do something? What's going on? And a nuke goes off and everyone's dead. That's basically what I get from that. Congratulations! Blop. And there we are, 2 out of 4 down. Technically 2 more to go. I think, well, technically 3 more to go. I think once you beat the game with all 4 characters, you unlock Amy, but I don't know if you have to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds with all 4 too, because otherwise I'm just looking up a save state for that. Honestly, I'm not going through and collecting all 7 Chaos Emeralds with all 4 characters. Sorry. What is that? That's interesting. You have to get all 7 as all 4 characters. Nope. That looked very strange. Can I do that again? The water effects there were very bizarre. I wanna try that again. Oh, the water goes backwards. That's really weird. So as you've probably seen, I'm not cheesing this game yet, but when we were playing Sonic Advance, I would sort of play around by doing the speed up button in the emulator. And now that just looks weird because it looks like, you know, the water's going in reverse and you like soar very strangely, and that's just really strange. Whoa, that's just funny. All right, enough screwing around. Let's play on here. Now we have 2 more characters to go. We got Tails and we got Knucks. Let's see. We just did a flying character, so maybe let's play as Knuckles. And onward into Leaf Forest again. This would probably be a good time to look up what path I actually have to take to get all of these, whatchamacallums. What are they? The special stage rings. To go to the special stage. That sounds good. Give me a sec to look that up. I think we're gonna go for that here in the Knuckles playthrough, and I'm gonna give that a chance. So bear with me here. I'll be back in like a minute or 2. Unfortunately, because of some of the XSplit issues that I've been having tonight, there will be no giveaway, there will be no viewer poll, no headlines. Sorry, weird bugs came up. I got to figure them out sometime soon. In the meantime, hang out for a sec. You're watching TSSZ Plus, and this is TSSZ Plays Sonic Advance 2. We'll be right back. Yep. Alright everybody, we are back. Welcome back! This is TSSZ Plus, and you are watching TSSZ Plays Sonic Advance 2. I have some level maps. Ha! Just kidding, stream's over. Nah, we're just playing with you. Here we go. So, I have some level maps. We are going to do this. But I lied. We're not actually going to do it as Knuckles. We're going to do it as Tails, just so I have a little more of a chance to get these right off the bat. So let's see if we can do this. I already have no idea where I am. Nice! Well, that's probably for the best. Alright. Focus up here. We're going to do a good job. We're going to figure this out. Nice timing. Threading the needle through there. First one we're looking for is already out of our path here, so we're going to go back this way. You have to bear with me here as I figure this out. There's one. Out here somewhere. It's gotta be. There it is. Sweet! That's 2. Alright, so we are there, which means we gotta drop down here. And there's number 3. Alright, so we have number 3. Where are we? We gotta go down this, hit that jump, through this big loop. There's number 4. Where is number 5? And this is riveting stuff. Alright, so we go through here. Right, here we go. Gotta fly higher and believe. Someone believe! I need help believing. Alright, so we go down here, and there it is. Don't miss it. Did not miss it. That's good. That's what we want. Now, the next one won't be for a little bit farther into the stage, but I think we're on the wrong path right now. So we have to be a little careful. This is surprisingly tough to do in real time. Alright, so we're gonna go through this big loop, but we gotta make sure that we get up to a higher path here, which we don't do. So we're gonna have to... this. Just like that. Now we fly up here, and there's ring number 6. And if I just keep going here, there's number... where was number 7? Did I miss number 7? Get over here. It should be right up here. And number 7. And... notice how you can't stop, which you probably can't see too well. And we are off to the special stage, folks! First time we're going to see it here in Sonic Advance 2, and it is a doozy. Alright, so here we are. It is much different than Advance 1. You can see... oh, this is tough with an analog stick. I'll try to explain this. Oh god, the frame rate too is a problem. Give me a little bit here to get my bearings, and then I'll try to explain what the hell's going on here. You'll also probably be able to discern by yourself what's going on here if you know, use your brain and use some good judgment and be smart people. This is tougher than I remember. A little clumsier than I remember, too. That's interesting. Oh, I would have a lot of trouble with this. At least we're not going to totally bomb out and fail the first time through. That would be embarrassing like we did in Sonic Advance 1. We never cleared a special stage in that game, and that was mortifying. And we've got it. I understand why the last couple special stages would be such a nightmare in this game now. These are tricky. It's also because my, you know, with the analog stick, it only registers completely left or completely right, which is a little frustrating. I don't have the bonus time, and there we go. Woo! Alright, so there's the special stage in Sonic Advance 2. You collect rings strewn about in a 3D space. You get multiplier bonuses based on how many you collect in sequence over a given period of time. You can sort of chain them together to get combos. And it is surprisingly difficult. It's more so with the analog stick because you have to hold up and go left and right. I wish I had the D-pad set up for this. And there's a robot that sort of chases you around the stage too that you can run into, which can cost you rings, which is a little annoying. So, let's go in for Act 2 here and see if we can do the same. Again, we're going to kind of take it slow and see what we can do here. I want to try that special stage again, see if we can keep it going here. Keeping tabs on R. That's 1. And we're already down below where we need to be, but we jump right up like this and get number 2. So that puts me here in the stage. I gotta scroll forward a little bit. There we go. Do this thing, go through the loop here. Find number 3, drop down. Don't let it take me too far, because I need to drop down here, all the way down here. Grab number 4. And we go forward, and we gotta make our way upwards here. Which I think I'll be able to do with some of those spring pole things. So I'm just gonna go forward like this. Maybe this gives me enough boost, I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it, but we can go through another way, so let's do that here. No! Not what I wanted. Let's try that again. I have number 5. Yes, I do. It wanted me to go up that way. It knew the whole time. Alright. Number 6 is sort of hidden in a path here. Right here. Now, number 7 is just a matter of the top path, which I am not currently on. So let's pump the brakes here, Tails. Get up on top of this ring and we should be good. Just like this. Boom! And now we're vaguely familiar with the concept, so let's try it again now. I think those will be the only two. These will be the only two that we play here tonight, and then we can get into the semantics of the special stages if you wish. But it's special stage time, baby. Here we go again. 300 ring goal. Let's try to be on the money with this. Your multiplier disappears really quickly, so you gotta be careful. Your robot friend. You really gotta be careful about the path that you carve through these things. Avoid your robot friend. What kind of a friend tries to steal all your rings and eat you alive? I don't remember the frame rate being this bad on the Game Boy, but it may well could have been. I don't remember these things. And And we're already good. We got 50 seconds to go. Which means you basically just sort of pad your total at this point and try not to run into the robot who can make you lose. That's a good idea for me. It's a good idea for everyone. Sound advice from your friendly neighborhood TSSZ Plus. Got a 4x multiplier on that one. Not too bad. And we should be good, so this is just kind of icing on the cake right now. Sort of picking up the stragglers here. You can also stop, you know, I don't know why you would. The robot comes after you, and it's so hard to get back up to reasonable speed. And we are out of here. Very nice. We're talking about CDs, special stages, yes. So many rings. Sonic 4's special stages, both really underwhelming, if I remember them. Sonic 4 Episode 1, of course, just a rip-off of Sonic 1's classic special stages. But you rotate the stage instead of rotating Sonic. Clumsy, sort of slow, very lethargic feeling. Like, those stages will put you to sleep. With the sort of lullaby in the background. Episode 2, of course, just ripping off Sonic 2's half-pipe stage, like so many other Sonic games have done over the past couple of decades. And much stiffer in terms of the general control than Sonic 2 was, and most of the other games that emulate that were. So those later stages became an absolute, like, hair-pulling out exercise in frustration, just trying to fight those really stiff controls. Never a fan of those special stages. And there we go. Rare foil. The special stage rings astound and amaze me. Not one element of them is done well. Every opportunity to make them not frustrating was missed. Yeah, it's weird how... And it's funnily enough sort of a common theme throughout the entire Advanced trilogy, how botched the special stages really are, just in so many different ways. So I'm trying to think now exactly how that plays out. Advanced 1, I think, had those dedicated springs throughout the stage, where you can only do them once per. You had to sort of know their location. And those falling down the pipe stages are just incredibly obnoxious. They may be better on actual GBA hardware, but I found them impossible to control when we played. Advanced 2, obviously we're going through the cavalcade of issues with that. Performance isn't great in the zones. Now I do remember them sort of slowing down when it gets busy in those stages, as well as the method of collecting the special stage rings to actually go there is pretty obnoxious. You have to memorize that path through the level. You have to do it every time you want to go at it again. So I definitely understand the frustrations there. And I'm not sure that... trying to think... How does Advance 3 do it? I remember Advance 3's special stage is actually the tornado segments, which were a huge pain in the ass by the end of the game. Those got incredibly difficult, but I don't remember actually how you got to the special stage in Advance 3. Which is weird, because I love Advance 3 and remember so much about it, and I don't know why I don't remember that. Now we're getting into a special stage conundrum here. Talking about the classic special stages, Sonic 1's are fine. Sonic 2, I think, like, the core, like, non-remastered versions haven't aged that well, but I think they are reasonably well executed for what they are. Of course, Blue Sphere is the greatest of all time. That is an objective fact. You cannot argue with me. Blue Sphere forever. Always, everywhere. And I actually really love Mania's special stage, too. The, Get the UFO special stage is fantastic. And personally, I think one of my, favorites in the series. Love those special stages. And, what Rare Foil was like, Heroes, just why. Just the less we say about that, the better. It's gross. 3D Blast Saturn, that is all. Fun fact, I've never actually played 3D Blast in either of its incarnations, so I don't know what you're talking about. There's a lot of weird gaps in my Sonic pedigree, I guess. And I'm not sure how they sort of slip through the cracks that way. So it goes. 100 points. My phone is blowing up. I have no idea what's going on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Just good news. Don't you even worry about it a little bit. Blue Blur 44, that's what I like to see. I got a Twitch account just so I can chat about my very favorite, the Advanced series. Well, you've come to the right place, because we are neck deep in the Advanced trilogy for the foreseeable future. We have at least a couple more months of Advanced gameplay on the docket for you. But maybe not next week, and I have to explain that. We're gonna maybe do a programming note after I beat this boss here. Nice. Alright, so programming note before we continue. Obviously we have the second stream coming up in about 20 minutes where we're going to premiere TSSZ Talks, and we're going to talk about music with our buddy Noah. Next week, I don't believe we're going to do a stream. At least not plays or talks, because it's Comic-Con next week. Already, oh my god, this year is flying by. As you probably know, longtime viewers and readers of TSSZ know that we go to all of the major gaming events on the East Coast aside from MagFest. That includes PAX East and New York Comic Con every year to bring you the best Beyond Blue coverage we possibly can. Of course, we'll be covering all of IDW's activity at New York Comic Con, including the big, what's coming up for IDW panel. I would love to secure some FaceTime with some of the editors and executives from IDW that'll be there. We're still working on that. That's going to take us a little time to iron out. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Smash and Crash 64, my childhood game I could never 100%. We've all been there, man. So, probably no stream next week because I have to work on some... Crush beat me to it. I have to work on some Sage stuff as well. Because Sage starts this weekend as well. The annual Sonic Amateur Games Expo. Rybo, I think Ryan Bloom, classic Ryan, Noah and I will be coming together to produce our Sage reviews and possibly some live stream content as well. That might be where most of my content comes in. I would like to maybe stream something on Monday. But I know that would conflict with the actual Sage schedule. I know there's a consistent stream schedule there, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. I should have just signed up for a slot, and I forgot about it. We'll see. So lots coming up. The point is, don't expect the normal plays streams. You can die here? There's pits in Music Plant? That's just mean. Anyway, don't expect the normal plays streams next week. Comic-Con is fast approaching, and we have a lot of prep to do. Exciting stuff! My dream of sort of broadcasting live from these events hasn't been fully realized yet, and one of these days I would still love to do it. It would be great to do live streams from, the press room or some secluded areas at PAX. We've tried it in years past, or at Comic-Con. No such luck, unfortunately. But we may try it again this year. I'm not sure. We'll also have our old buddies at Ionic Development on hand to produce all of our video content again this year, which may include interviews, which will include tours of the show floor, which may include daily recaps. I really keep wanting to pull out all the stops with the video content at these events, and it's with basically just me on hand to do content. I should probably talk to Tristan and see if it's going. It's tough to negotiate that, and we'll see if we're able to do that. There's still a lot of talk here about special stages, which is great. Keep it coming. We are coming up on the end of the stream here, actually, so we'll probably clear Music Plant and call it a night for plays. But then we've got, excuse me, some TSSZ talks to get into, which is going to be a lot of fun. So you say you need a private room for interviews at PAX. What's the complication there? No, you don't. So actually, if you go on our YouTube and look up any of our interviews that we've done at PAX, I think actually all of them have been on the show floor, which is an interesting acoustic challenge. And there are private interview rooms available if you have to do like more sit-down content where it's not, just in the hustle and bustle of the show floor. Though we have done traditionally, when Tristan and I do like sort of on-the-scene discussions, we will do it in the press room at Comic-Con. But that depends. I really should talk to him and see if he's planning on going this year. We actually have, so just sort of some fun asides here. Like I said, our buddies Ionic Development help us with all of our video content at New York Comic Con and PAX and the shows that we go to. They also have created my website that I used to sort of do movie and TV reviews on, Hypocritic Reviews. That's my own personal site, and my podcast that I ran for about a season there called Hypocritical. So I also pitch in with Ionic Development. I help them film sort of live events for bands. They do a lot of filming of band shows and things like that. They do a lot of audio work and podcast work, and I help them out there with a lot of, camera work and things like that. But I also help do some audio engineering and recording, and we've done a lot of podcasts and recordings on site at PAX for other people, friends and different companies and initiatives, and we, get in on that. So PAX and Comic-Con are just really fun events to go to just produce content. It's so much fun to sort of get out there and just spend 4 days completely dedicated to it, not worry about anything else, not have to bust my ass at my normal day job, not have to worry about, putting streaming content together or do things like that. It's really fun to just dedicate to pure content from those shows, and I love doing stuff like that. Ever use Pro Tools to mix audio? No. So I believe Ionic's, I don't know what their audio workflow looks like. I want to say they've used Audition at some point. I know they use, I'd have to ask them, maybe Reaper. I'm not sure what their audio mixing program is now. I know they use a lot of Premiere and After Effects to do their video editing for clients. And I personally, when I do audio work, so if I have stuff to mix, if I'm working on songs, because as some of you know, I do my own musical work on the side. I have albums out on streaming. I've produced singles and albums and EPs and the sort. I use Logic Pro, personally. It's my favorite recording and mixing program. I get a lot of mileage out of it. I'm pretty well versed in it. But no, the short answer is we never use Pro Tools. Not to my knowledge, anyway. This is annoying. It's also annoying that flying automatically sends you to the back side of the screen, and you can't cancel out of it. This is really annoying, actually. Just got into pinch mode, too. That's not ideal. Let's wrap this up, eh? Why can't I cancel out of flight? Oh, that is annoying. Cream can do it. Why can't Tails do it? Is that supposed to make it harder? I don't agree. Alright, well, pretty good run through here, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we did okay. Good stuff. So, Thanks for tuning into this part of the stream. We have a new, brand new stream coming up in about 10 minutes time, TSSZ Talks. We're going to talk about music, and it's coming up real soon. So stick around. We will be back on air in about 10 minutes. Not sponsored by Logic Pro. Unfortunately. Will, maybe someday. Stick around. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for TSSZ Talks about music with myself and Noah Copeland. Don't go anywhere. And in the meantime, you're still watching TSSZ Plus, and this has been TSSZ Plays Sonic Advance 2. We'll be back in a little bit.